G'day guys and welcome back to this week's fishing report, where every cast is an adventure. Whether you're a seasoned angler or someone just looking to get into fishing, the fishing report is going to help you catch more fish this weekend. First things first, this episode is sponsored by 7 Seas Apparel. Don't forget to use code REALFISHING10 at checkout to save yourself 10% off anything 7 Seas Apparel. As always, I really appreciate it if you like and subscribe as well. Leave a comment down below as to where you're going fishing, and let's talk about what's been biting around Sydney right now. Well, out on the sand flats, there's been some really nice whiting and flathead. With this warmer weather coming around the last couple of weeks, the flats have been going absolutely off. There's been lots of bait around the sand flats, and the fish have been chasing them all the way up there. Some really nice whiting in excess of 40 centimetres, particularly in the Port Hacking and Botany Bay. Along with that, there's been also some nice bycatch of a few nice flathead. Also, if you can target flathead out on those sand flats using deep diving hard bodies, things like the double clutch is a really good one. Or you can also use that 7-inch style jerk shad as well to be able to target them and stay away from the whiting. Heading into the freshwater, and the bass have been really good, particularly on surface. People have been using frog style surface lures rather than the cicada style. The frog style surface lures have been producing some really nice bass. People going out catching 30-40 fish in a session, which is some really nice fishing, particularly for this time of the year for targeting bass. Along with that, a fish that is very similar in our saltwater estuaries as well, the estuary perch has been really good. Daiwa slippery dogs, twitch, pausing them out of the snaggy areas, have been producing some really nice estuary perch. Might be something that I'm actually going to be targeting on the weekend, but we'll see how we go. Talking about the weekend, let's look into where to go fishing this weekend. And we've got quite a hot and blustery conditions for the weekend. We've got a nor'easter and a nor'west breeze pretty much throughout the weekend, sticking around that 15 to 20 k's an hour, which is some great fishing. Our swell's down as well, so if we're going to head out offshore, maybe an early season snapper as well on soft plastics in shallow might be a good bet too. Along with that, there's some really nice bonito out off there if you use trolling your deep diving hard bodies. Also, like your X-Wraps and stuff like that are really good. Also, heading down to the cliffs, the kings are still there in good numbers using live baits or sluggo style soft plastics. You can find them out off Marley, in between the heads of the Port Hacking River along Mary's Reef there and Botany Bay, and then also out off Long Reef if you're heading out off the harbour. But looking into the weekend, and we've got a nice run-in tide in the morning. Now, what I'm going to be doing in the morning, I've got two different options. One, I'm going to maybe target those estuary perch on surface lures. So places like the Warrenora River is really good, Southwest Arm, Northwest Arm, and even up in the Sydney Harbour region. If you can get right up into the back ends of all the creeks and find some nice snaggy areas up in Sydney Harbour, you should be able to find some nice estuary perch. Early morning on surface, and then using hard bodies as the day goes on, and then even lightly weighted soft plastics as well. Should be able to find some really nice estuary perch. That would be my plan for one of the mornings. The other morning, I'm actually going to go target some bass, whether it be up Skinny Creeks, at the Needles here in the Warrenora area. Also along Liverpool area, there's been some really nice bass being caught, and if you even head out further west, places like Bent's Basin is also a really good place to be able to go target them as well. If those sort of fish aren't what you're going to be targeting, that running tide is also going to be really good in the river. Things like our salmon, mac tuna, kingfish should all be very active nice and early in the morning. Fishing around those points, markers, and all those sorts of areas that create a pressure point where the tide is pushing up against it and moving around some kind of structure, whether it be a marker pole, a point, a little rocky foreshore line, should be able to find some nice fish around those areas. Now, if you look into the afternoon, we've got a nice run out tide, and I've always said this, run out tide, target your flathead along the edges. And well, this weekend has got that perfect afternoon tide to be able to do that. Head out around midday, use some soft plastics, fish some edges. Places like Tower is really good in Botany Bay. You've got this Lily Pilly, and the heads of Southwest Arm also are really good in the Port Hacking. Along Main Bar as well is another good one on the run out tide there. If you're up in the harbour region, places like the Spit Bridge, if you head way up to the flats up along the Spit area, there's some really nice fishing up there too. To be able to target some flathead using 2.35 inch prawns, you could use the wave minnows, all sorts of stuff in regards to that. I don't think they'll be very picky this weekend at all. So, hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all go out and have a fish. And yeah, we'll see you next week for the Fishing Report.